You know that feeling? 3 p.m. hits, and suddenly it's like someone flipped a switch to sluggish.
Oh, absolutely. The energy just vanishes.
Or maybe it's that post-lunch bloat that makes you question every food choice you've ever made. Ugh.
We've all been there, haven't we? Chasing that elusive feeling of, consistent energy.
Exactly. And today we're going straight to the heart of your gut.
And what's so compelling is how directly connected that feeling of vitality is to the health of our gut. It's not just about digestion.
Right.
It's a surprisingly influential command center for so much of our well-being.
It really is. So forget restrictive diets or hunting down exotic, expensive ingredients. Our deep dive today is into the incredibly powerful world of easy meal prep, specifically designed to give your gut some serious love. We're talking 3 simple, delicious recipes.
And really practical ones.
Yes, using ingredients you can grab at basically any U.S. supermarket. Stuff that can truly shift how you feel, more energy, less bloat, and, well, a happier gut overall.
Think of it as your shortcut, maybe, to feeling fantastic from the inside out.
That's the goal. And guiding us through this fascinating territory is Dr. Anya Sharma. Dr. Sharma is a registered dietitian whose expertise lies in digestive wellness and creating real-world practical nutrition strategies.
Especially for busy folks right here in America.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. We are absolutely thrilled to have your insights with us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm always excited to talk about the profound impact of gut health on our daily lives. It's just fascinating.
It really is. So before we, roll up our sleeves and get into these fantastic recipes you've brought,
Okay.
let's zoom out for just a moment. For our listeners who might be thinking, okay, gut health, I've heard that before. Can you give us a sense of why it's so crucial?
Absolutely.
Especially, given our modern American lifestyles and eating habits, what's the real inside scoop?
Absolutely. And you're right, gut health has become a bit of a buzzword, hasn't it?
It has.
But the underlying science is truly remarkable. We often call the gut our second brain. And honestly, that's not just a kitschy phrase. Within our digestive system resides this vast and incredibly complex ecosystem. Trillions of microorganisms, bacteria, viruses, fungi.
Yeah.
We call it the gut microbiome.
Trillions. Wow.
It's staggering. And this community isn't just about breaking down your last meal, though that's part of it, of course.
Right.
This intricate community plays a pivotal role in functions you might not immediately connect to your stomach. For example, did you know that around 70 to 80% of your immune cells are actually located in your gut?
70 to 80%. That's huge.
It's huge. So a balanced microbiome is absolutely essential for a robust immune response. And then there's mood.
The gut-brain connection.
Exactly. The gut is deeply involved in producing neurotransmitters, those chemical messengers that influence how we feel. Think serotonin, often called the happiness hormone.
Yeah.
A significant amount of that is produced right there in the gut. So gut health affects your mood, your immunity.
Yeah.
What else?
Energy levels, maybe?
Yeah.
That afternoon slump we talked about?
Definitely energy levels. A thriving microbiome helps with nutrient absorption, getting the fuel you need from your food. And believe it or not, even the appearance and health of your skin is linked.
Okay. That's surprising. Skin health, too.
It is surprising to many people, but yes. Now, contrast that with, well, the typical American diet. Yeah. Often high in ultra-processed foods, right?
Yeah.
These foods tend to be low in the very things our good gut bacteria need to thrive, especially fiber.
Right. I hear we don't get nearly enough fiber.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Most Americans consume only about half the recommended daily amount, maybe 15 grams instead of the 25 to 30 grams or more we should be aiming for.
Wow, only half.
Yeah. And this imbalance, low fiber, lots of processed stuff, can lead to what we call dysbiosis, basically a disruption in that delicate gut ecosystem.
And that causes the slump, the bloat.
It can certainly manifest that way. Those afternoon energy crashes, that uncomfortable bloating, it can even contribute to increased intestinal permeability, sometimes called leaky gut.
Leaky gut. That sounds serious.
It means the gut lining isn't as strong as it should be, potentially letting things through that shouldn't. And what's truly fascinating now is the emerging research. We're seeing links between the gut microbiome and conditions ranging from allergies and asthma to autoimmune diseases, even things like anxiety and depression.
It's incredible how connected everything is.
It really is. It's a super dynamic field, and we're constantly learning more about these intricate connections every day.
Wow, okay. That really underscores how far-reaching gut health is. It's definitely not just a localized tummy issue. It's impacting so many facets of our well-being.
Exactly.
So with that understanding of this incredibly influential second brain, How does something as, well, seemingly straightforward as meal prepping become such a powerful tool for improving its health and function?
That's a fantastic question because it is straightforward but incredibly effective. Meal prepping offers a really practical and crucially proactive way to consistently nourish your gut microbiome.
Proactive, I like that. Taking control.
Precisely. When you consciously plan and prepare your meals in advance, you're just significantly more likely to incorporate a diverse range of those fiber-rich foods. The ones that are the primary fuel for your beneficial gut bacteria.
So fruits, vegetables, beans,
Mm.
that sort of thing.
Absolutely. Think about the variety of fibers found in different fruits, vegetables, legumes like beans and lentils, and whole grains. Each type of fiber can actually feed different populations of beneficial microbes.
Oh, interesting. So variety matters even in fiber.
Variety is key. It contributes to a more diverse and therefore more resilient gut ecosystem. Think of it like a more diverse rainforest is healthier than a monoculture farm, right?
It's a great analogy.
And beyond just adding the good stuff, meal prepping helps you avoid the not-so-good stuff.
Ah, right. Those last-minute desperation meals.
Exactly. Having healthy pre-made meals readily available acts as a powerful buffer against those impulse choices we tend to make when we're hungry, we're tired, or short on time.
The drive-through calling your name.
Or the sugary snack from the vending machine. Those convenient options are often higher in unhealthy fats, loads of added sugars, artificial additives, things that can really negatively impact the delicate balance of your gut microbiome.
So prepping helps you dodge those gut villains.
It does. By taking control of your ingredients through meal prepping, you're essentially curating a diet that actively supports the growth of the good bacteria and minimizes the intake of substances that can disrupt them.
I love that idea of curating your diet for your gut.
If we go back to that broader perspective, think of it like tending a garden within your gut. Meal prepping provides the right soil, the right nutrients, the fiber, the phytonutrients for the good microbes to flourish.
And when they flourish, we flourish.
That's the idea, which in turn benefits your overall health in, well, countless ways we're still discovering.
I love that analogy of tending a garden inside. Okay, so let's get into the practical tools, the gardening tools, if you will, for our listeners to start cultivating that healthy gut garden.
Sounds good.
We're all eager to hear about these 3 simple gut-boosting recipes that use everyday ingredients we can easily find here in the U.S.
I'm excited to share these. They're designed to be not only incredibly easy to prepare, but also packed with those essential nutrients that your gut microbes will absolutely love.
Easy and gut-friendly. Perfect combo.
And as you mentioned, the beauty of these recipes is that all the ingredients are readily available in most U.S. supermarkets. You don't need fancy health food stores. Often, affordable store-brand options work perfectly well, making them accessible to everyone.
Fantastic. Let's get started. What's recipe number 1?
Okay, our first recipe is a true breakfast champion and a fantastic time saver. Overnight oats with berries and chia seeds.
Overnight oats. Love those. So easy.
Exactly. It's a real gut hero to start your day.
Perfect for those mornings when hitting snooze feels like a non-negotiable. Okay, what are the U.S. measurements for the ingredients we'll need?
Right. You'll need half a cup of rolled oats. Now, if you're sensitive to gluten, be sure to choose certified gluten-free oats. That's important.
Got it. Certified GF oats.
Then, 1 cup of unsweetened almond milk, or honestly, any milk of your choice works. Dairy, soy, oat milk, whatever you prefer.
Okay.
Add 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. These little guys are powerhouses.
They really are.
Then, half a cup of mixed berries. Fresh or frozen work equally well. Blueberries and raspberries are particularly beneficial because they're super high in antioxidants.
Nice. Frozen are often cheaper too.
They often are, and just as nutritious. Then, for a touch of sweetness, you can add 1 teaspoon of maple syrup, but that's totally optional.
Okay, optional sweetness.
And finally, just a sprinkle of cinnamon for flavor.
Simple enough. And the preparation sounds incredibly easy, almost too easy. Walk us through it.
It truly is effortless. You just combine the rolled oats, your milk choice, the chia seeds, and the maple syrup if you're using it in a jar or any reusable container with a lid.
Like a mason jar.
Mason jars are perfect. Stir everything together really thoroughly. Make sure the chia seeds aren't clumped. Cover it up, and then just pop it in the refrigerator to chill overnight. Or, if you forget, even just 4 hours minimum will do the trick.
4 hours minimum, good to know for emergencies.
Exactly. Then in the morning, when you're ready to eat, simply grab it, top it with your mixed berries, and that sprinkle of cinnamon. Done. It's ready to go.
That's it. Wow, so easy. Now, the million-dollar question. How does this seemingly simple breakfast actually help our gut health? What's the magic?
Okay, so this unassuming breakfast is actually packed with gut-loving power. Let's break it down. Oats are an excellent source of soluble fiber, particularly a type called beta-glucan.
Beta-glucan. Heard of that for cholesterol, too.
Yes, it's known for that.
Mm-hmm.
But what's fascinating for the gut is that beta-glucan acts as a potent prebiotic.
Prebiotic. Okay, what does that mean exactly?
It means it resists digestion in your stomach and small intestine. It travels down to your colon largely intact, where it gets fermented by your beneficial gut bacteria. It's essentially food for them.
Ah, so prebiotics feed the good guys. Probiotics are the good guys.
You got it. Prebiotics are the fuel. And this fermentation process produces short-chain fatty acids, like butyrate, which you mentioned earlier.
Right.
Butyrate has numerous benefits for gut health. It's the preferred energy source for colon cells, it helps reduce inflammation, and supports the integrity of the gut lining.
Wow, all from oats.
All from oats. Then you have the chia seeds, another nutritional powerhouse. They provide both soluble and insoluble fiber.
What's the difference?
Soluble fiber forms a gel, helps with satiety and blood sugar control, and feeds bacteria. Insoluble fiber adds bulk, helps with regularity. Chia seeds have both, plus they act as prebiotics too. And they're a great source of those anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids.
Okay, chia seeds are amazing.
They really are. Then the berries, not just for taste, they're rich in antioxidants, which can help protect the gut lining from damage caused by inflammation or oxidative stress. Plus, more fiber.
Fiber, fiber, fiber. Seeing a theme here.
It's a major theme for gut health. And finally, for individuals who find dairy difficult to digest, using a plant-based milk, like almond milk, can be gentler on their system, potentially reducing issues like bloating and discomfort.
It makes sense.
So it's really a synergistic effect. Each ingredient contributes in a unique way to support a thriving, happy gut microbiome.
That's fantastic. So many benefits packed into one simple, easy jar. Okay, what's recipe number 2? Perhaps something we can easily take for lunch. Beat the sad desk lunch?
Exactly. For a fantastic and portable lunch option, let's talk rainbow quinoa salad jar.
Ooh, I love the sound of that. Rainbow.
Yes. These are not only visually appealing and delicious, but also incredibly nutritious and, crucially for us today, easy to meal prep for several days.
I love the idea of a salad in a jar. It totally solves the dreaded soggy salad problem, doesn't it?
It really does if you layer it right. That's the key.
Okay, lay it on us. What ingredients do we need for one jar, and what are the measurements?
All right, for one jar, you want to start with the dressing right at the very bottom. This keeps everything else from getting soggy.
Smart. What's in the dressing?
Super simple. 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Good quality if you can. 1 tablespoon of fresh lemon juice, 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, and just a pinch of salt and freshly ground black pepper.
Easy vinaigrette. Got it.
Next, we layer in the hard vegetables. These can handle sitting in the dressing. Think about 1/4 cup each of chopped carrots and chopped bell peppers.
Any color bell pepper?
Use a variety: red, yellow, orange. Not only does it look amazing like a rainbow, but each color provides a broader spectrum of beneficial phytonutrients. More colors, more gut benefits.
Good tip. Carrots, peppers. What's next?
Then comes your protein and legume component. 1/2 cup of cooked chickpeas. Canned chickpeas are perfectly fine here. Just make sure you rinse and drain them really well.
Okay, rinse chickpeas. Easy protein and fiber.
Exactly. For the grain layer, you'll need 1/2 cup of cooked quinoa that has been cooled down completely. Don't put hot quinoa in.
Cooled quinoa. Check.
And finally, the top layer, furthest from the dressing, will be 1 cup of fresh spinach or your favorite mixed greens. Arugula works well too if you like a peppery kick.
Greens on top. Makes sense.
And remember, these are measurements for a single jar, so you can easily multiply them based on how many lunches you want to prep for the week. 3 jars, 3 lunches done.
Brilliant. And the key to keeping it all fresh and preventing that soggy mess is definitely in that layering technique, right? Walk us through the order again.
Absolutely crucial. The order is key. So bottom up, dressing first, then the hard veggies, carrots, peppers, then the chickpeas, then the cooked, cooled quinoa, and finally, pack the leafy greens right at the top.
Dressing, hard veg, chickpeas, quinoa, greens. Got it.
This structure helps keep everything fresh and crisp, prevents the greens from wilting prematurely. Then, when you're ready to enjoy your salad,
Shake it up.
just give the jar a really good shake to distribute that dressing evenly through all the layers, and then you can pour the contents into a bowl. Perfect salad every time.
Brilliant. So how does this colorful and layered salad contribute to a healthy gut? What are the benefits here?
Well, starting with the quinoa, it's a nutritional powerhouse. It's actually a complete protein, which is rare for plant foods,
Meaning?
meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids your body needs. Plus, it's a good source of fiber, providing excellent fuel for both your body and, importantly, your gut bacteria.
Okay, quinoa is a winner. What about the chickpeas?
Chickpeas are also fantastic. They're packed with both soluble and insoluble fiber, contributing to regularity and gut health. And they contain those all-important prebiotics we talked about, specifically nourishing beneficial bacteria like bifidobacteria.
Feeding the good guys again.
Always.
Yeah.
Then you have the diverse array of colorful vegetables. This is incredibly beneficial because each color often represents different types of phytonutrients.
Phytonutrients. Plant compounds.
Exactly. Plant-based compounds that often have potent antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. Plus, you get different types of fiber from different veggies, which help support a more diverse and therefore more resilient gut microbiome. Remember the rainforest analogy?
I do. More diversity is better.
Precisely. And don't forget the dressing. That extra virgin olive oil isn't just for flavor or texture. It contains beneficial compounds called polyphenols.
Polyphenols, like red wine or dark chocolate.
Similar idea. These act as prebiotics too, feeding good bacteria, and research shows they also have anti-inflammatory effects directly in the gut.
Wow, even the dressing is helping.
It all adds up. What's fascinating here, again, is this concept of microbial diversity. A more diverse gut microbiome, more types of good bacteria, is generally associated with better health outcomes across the board. Incorporating a wide range of plant-based foods, like all the ones packed into this salad jar, is a fantastic way to cultivate that diversity.
That makes perfect sense. A rainbow of goodness for a happy, diverse gut. Okay, we've got breakfast covered with the oats, lunch covered with the salad jars. What's the third recipe you have for us? Something perhaps for a comforting dinner.
Exactly. For our third recipe, let's go with a hearty and nourishing speedy lentil and vegetable soup.
Ooh, soup. I love a good soup, especially one you can make ahead.
Yes, this is a fantastic option for prepping a larger batch that you can enjoy for multiple dinners or even pack for lunches throughout the week. It's super versatile.
Perfect for those cooler days or just when you crave something warm and satisfying. Okay, what are the U.S. ingredient measurements for this comforting soup?
All right, gather these up. 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 diced yellow onion, 2 cloves of garlic minced, 2 medium carrots diced, and 2 celery stalks, also diced.
The classic starting point for soups. Onion, carrot, celery.
That's right. This combination is called a mirepoix in cooking. It provides a wonderful flavor base, but guess what? It also offers a fantastic source of diverse prebiotics for your gut microbes.
Aha, even the flavor base is gut-friendly.
Absolutely. Then you'll need 1 cup of brown or green lentils. Doesn't matter too much which, just make sure you rinse them thoroughly under cold water before using.
Rinse the lentils, okay.
Then 4 cups of low-sodium vegetable broth. 1 14.5-ounce can of diced tomatoes. Don't drain them. Use the juice too.
Undrained diced tomatoes. Got it.
For herbs, 1 teaspoon of dried oregano and half a teaspoon of dried thyme are great. And of course, salt and freshly ground black pepper to taste.
Standard pantry herbs. Easy.
And optionally, if you want an extra boost of nutrients and color at the end, you can stir in a couple big handfuls of fresh spinach until it wilts.
Nice touch with the spinach. Okay, sounds delicious and relatively simple to prepare, which is exactly what we're looking for. What's the cooking process?
It's really quite straightforward. Get a large pot or a Dutch oven, heat the olive oil over medium heat, add the diced onion, minced garlic, carrots, and celery or mirepoix.
Sauté that first.
Yep, sauté them, stirring occasionally until they start to soften and become really fragrant. Usually takes about, 5 to 7 minutes. You'll smell it.
Love that smell.
Me too. Next, add the rinsed lentils, the vegetable broth, the undrained diced tomatoes, and the dried oregano and thyme. Stir it all together.
Okay, dump everything else in?
Pretty much. Bring the whole mixture up to a boil, then immediately reduce the heat down to low. Cover the pot and just let it simmer gently for about 20 to 25 minutes.
Just until the lentils are soft.
Exactly. You want the lentils to be tender, but not complete mush. Check them around 20 minutes. If you're using the fresh spinach, stir it in during the last few minutes of cooking, just until it wilts down into the soup.
Okay.
And then finally, taste it and season with salt and pepper until it tastes good to you. That's it.
So easy and sounds so nourishing. Now let's connect it back. How does this comforting bowl of soup contribute to our gut health?
Okay, the star here is really the lentils. They are an absolute fiber powerhouse. We're talking both soluble and insoluble fiber again.
Good for regularity and feeding the microbes.
You nailed it. Incredibly beneficial for promoting regular bowel movements and providing a really rich source of fuel, those prebiotics. Again, for a wide variety of beneficial bacteria in your gut. Remember, diversity.
Right.
And then that mirepoix, the onion, garlic, carrots, and celery, offers a diverse range of different prebiotic compounds. Different fibers feed different bacteria, so using a mix of veggies is great.
Makes sense. What about the tomatoes?
Diced tomatoes add not only essential vitamins like C and potassium, but also lycopene. Lycopene is a powerful antioxidant that's been linked to various health benefits.
Antioxidants are good for the gut lining too, right?
They can be, helping protect against inflammation. Plus, soup is wonderfully hydrating, which is important for fiber to work properly, and it's generally very easy for most people to digest. It's just comforting and inherently gut-friendly.
Hydration is a good point.
Yes, and just think, incorporating such a variety of plant-based foods, the lentils, the onion, garlic, carrots, celery, tomatoes, spinach, all in one bowl, really contributes significantly to building a more diverse and balanced gut microbiome over time.
These recipes are absolutely fantastic, so practical using normal ingredients, and packed with gut-loving goodness. Now, a really common and frankly important question when it comes to meal prepping is storage.
Crucial point, yes.
For the overnight oats, the quinoa salad jars, and this lovely lentil soup we've just discussed, how long do they typically last safely in the refrigerator?
Okay, good question. Generally, the overnight oats are best enjoyed within about 2 to 3 days when stored properly sealed in the fridge. The texture can change a bit after that.
2 to 3 days for oats. Got it. What about the salad jars?
The rainbow quinoa salad jars hold up quite well thanks to that layering technique. You can usually count on them for 3 to 4 days in the fridge. The greens stay surprisingly fresh.
3 to 4 days for salads? Nice. And the soup?
Now, the speedy lentil soup is a real star when it comes to longevity. It'll easily last for 3 to 4 days, even maybe 5, in the refrigerator. The flavors often meld and get even better.
Okay, soup lasts well. What about freezing? That seems like a game changer for busy weeks. Are any of these suitable for freezing and thawing?
Yes. Freezing is a great strategy. The overnight oats. Not ideal for freezing. The texture goes weird. The quinoa salad jars. Definitely don't freeze those. This salad doesn't freeze well at all.
Okay, no freezing oats or salad. Makes sense. The soup, though?
The lentil soup is an excellent candidate for freezing. It freezes beautifully.
Fantastic. How do you freeze it properly?
If you plan to freeze the soup, the key is to cool it completely and rapidly after cooking. Don't let it sit out for hours. A good trick is to divide it into shallower containers. This helps it cool down faster.
Good tip. Cool it quickly.
Once it's fully cooled, not warm at all, transfer it to freezer-safe containers. Make sure they're airtight. And leave a little bit of headspace at the top, maybe an inch or so, because liquids expand when they freeze.
Ah, right. Leave room for expansion. How long will it keep in the freezer?
Properly frozen lentil soup can maintain good quality for up to 2 to 3 months, maybe even longer, but the quality might start to degrade slightly. Still perfectly safe, though.
2 to 3 months. That's amazing for batch cooking.
It really is. And a quick note on reheating, whether from the fridge or thawed from the freezer. Always ensure prepped meals reach an internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the safe reheating temp. Use a thermometer if you're unsure.
165 degrees Fahrenheit. Important safety tip.
And for food safety reasons, it's generally best practice to only reheat food once. Don't reheat, cool, and reheat again.
Got it. Reheat once. That's incredibly helpful storage info, especially knowing the lentil soup freezes so well. Now, what about our listeners who might have specific dietary needs or preferences?
Great question.
For example, what if someone is following a strict gluten-free diet, or perhaps adheres to a vegan lifestyle? Can these 3 recipes be easily adapted?
Absolutely. That's one of the really great things about these particular recipes. They are quite versatile and can be easily modified.
Okay, let's start with gluten-free.
For gluten-free, the main thing is the overnight oats. As I mentioned, you must use certified gluten-free rolled oats. Regular oats, even though naturally gluten-free, are often cross-contaminated with wheat during processing. So look for that certified gluten-free label.
Crucial point for celiacs or sensitive individuals.
Absolutely. The good news is quinoa and lentils are naturally gluten-free. And so are all the fruits, vegetables, olive oil, lemon juice. So the rainbow quinoa salad and the speedy lentil soup are inherently gluten-free as written, assuming your broth and canned tomatoes are GF, which they usually are. But always good to double-check labels if you're highly sensitive.
Okay, so oats are the main watch-out for gluten-free. What about vegan?
Vegan adaptations are also super straightforward here. The overnight oats are inherently vegan if you use a plant-based milk, which we suggested anyway, almond, soy, oat, etc. And if you use maple syrup as a sweetener, that's typically vegan too. Just avoid honey if you're strictly vegan.
Right. Plant milk and maple syrup. Easy.
The rainbow quinoa salad is also easily vegan. The only tiny thing to potentially check is your Dijon mustard. Very occasionally, some fancy Dijon might use non-vegan finding agents, but most standard ones are fine. Again, a quick label read clarifies. Everything else, oil, lemon, veggies, chickpeas, quinoa, is vegan.
Okay, check the Dijon. Good to know. And the soup.
And the speedy lentil soup, as we've outlined it using vegetable broth, is naturally vegan as well. It's entirely plant-based.
Perfect.
So yes, it's always a good practice generally, regardless of diet, to just quickly scan the ingredient labels on any packaged items like broths, canned goods, or condiments, just to confirm they fit your needs, whether that's vegan, gluten-free, or avoiding specific allergens. But overall, these 3 recipes are very adaptable.
It's fantastic to hear how adaptable these recipes are, making them accessible to even more people looking to boost their gut health. Now, thinking about actually doing the meal prep, for our listeners who might be new to the whole concept, or maybe they've tried before and felt a little overwhelmed.
It can feel daunting at first, for sure.
Right. What are your top beginner-friendly tips for getting started on the right foot and making meal prep a sustainable habit rather than, a short-lived attempt that fizzles out after a week?
Okay, great question. The absolute most important thing to remember, I think, is to start small. Don't try to be perfect right out of the gate. Consistent, manageable efforts are far, far more effective in the long run than trying to overhaul your entire life's eating habits overnight.
Start small. Okay, sounds manageable. What's your first specific tip for meal prep newbies?
Start with just 1 or 2 recipes. Seriously. Don't feel pressured to prep every single meal and snack for the entire week right away. That is overwhelming.
Yeah, I could see that.
Begin by choosing just 1 or 2 of these recipes that really appeal to you. Maybe just focus on having those overnight oats ready for breakfast a few days a week, or prep a few of the quinoa salad jars for lunch. Even these small initial steps can make a significant difference in how you feel, and crucially, they prevent you from feeling overwhelmed by the whole process. Build momentum.
I like that. Build momentum. Baby steps are key. What's your next piece of advice?
Schedule your prep time. Treat your meal prep time like any other important appointment or commitment in your week. Don't just hope you'll find time.
Put it in the calendar.
Exactly. Put it in the calendar. Dedicate a specific hour or 2, maybe on a Sunday afternoon or a Tuesday evening, or whenever genuinely works best for your schedule. And try to make it enjoyable. Put on some music you love. Listen to this deep dive, maybe.
Shameless plug.
But seriously, try to make it a pleasant, routine part of your week, not a dreaded chore. Consistency in your prep schedule will make it much, much easier to stick with the habit.
I love that idea, framing it as a scheduled act of self-care, almost. What's another helpful tip for beginners?
Focus on prepping components, sometimes called ingredient prep. If preparing entire meals still feels like a bit much to begin with, this can be a great stepping stone.
Okay, what does that look like?
It means instead of making full recipes, you just prep individual parts of meals. For example, you could cook a big batch of quinoa for the week. Roast a big sheet pan of various vegetables, wash and chop lettuce, make a large jar of your favorite salad dressing, cook some lentils.
Ah, so you have building blocks ready.
Precisely. Then, during the week, you can easily and quickly assemble meals by combining these pre-prepped elements. Throw some quinoa in a bowl, top with roasted veggies and chickpeas, drizzle with dressing, boom, lunch. This can be a fantastic way to ease into more comprehensive meal prepping without the pressure of full recipes initially.
That sounds like a really smart way to break it down and make it less daunting. Love that. And what's your final tip for meal prep success, especially for starting out?
Invest in good quality containers. It sounds basic, but having a set of reliable, airtight containers in various sizes can make a huge difference.
Why are good containers so important?
Well, firstly, airtight seals keep your prepped food fresher for longer, which means less waste and better taste. Secondly, having the right sizes helps with portion control and organization in the fridge. And thirdly, the type matters. Glass containers are often recommended.
Why glass?
Several reasons. You can often reheat your food directly in them, saving dishes. They don't tend to stain, especially with things like tomato sauce, the way some plastic containers can. And they are generally BPA-free, which is a concern for some people with plastics.
Good points. Where can people find these?
You can find affordable and practical sets of glass containers, offer with locking lids. At many U.S. retailers, places like Target, Walmart, Bed Bath & Beyond, even some grocery stores or online, of course. Proper storage is just key to both food safety and maintaining the quality and appeal of your prepped meals. Don't let bad storage sabotage your efforts.
Excellent. Really practical advice for anyone looking to dive into meal prepping. So, okay, we've got our main meals covered with these wonderful recipes and tips on how to actually prep them. But what about those in-between times, the snack attacks?
Ah, yes, the snacks. Very important.
What are some easy, readily available, maybe fiber-rich snack ideas that people can incorporate throughout their day here in the U.S. to keep supporting their gut health and maybe prevent those energy dips between meals?
That's a really important aspect, actually, because unhealthy snacking can easily derail good intentions, right? But healthy snacking can significantly contribute to our overall dietary intake and gut well-being.
So what are some good go-to options?
Keep it simple. Fresh whole fruits are fantastic. Think apples or pears, and definitely eat the skin. That's where a lot of the fiber and beneficial polyphenols are concentrated.
Eat the skin. Good reminder.
A small handful of nuts, almonds, walnuts are great choices. Provides healthy fats, some fiber, and protein to keep you satisfied.
Nuts are easy to carry, too.
Very portable. Baby carrots or celery sticks paired with hummus is another classic, excellent choice. Hummus is made from chickpeas, which, as we've discussed, are packed with that gut-loving fiber and prebiotics.
Hummus and veggies. Got it. What about yogurt?
If you tolerate dairy well, a small bowl of plain Greek yogurt is great. Look for brands with live and active cultures. Those are the probiotics. Plain is better to avoid added sugars. You can add your own fruit or nuts.
Live cultures. Check. What if you don't do dairy?
There are lots of good dairy-free yogurt alternatives now made from almond, soy, coconut, or oats. Again, look for plain, unsweetened versions and maybe check if they have added live cultures. And you can always boost any yogurt, dairy or not, by sprinkling in some flax seeds or chia seeds for extra fiber and omega-3s.
Adding seeds is a great idea. Any other quick ones?
Even something as simple as a slice of whole grain toast topped with some mashed avocado and maybe a sprinkle of everything bagel seasoning can be a really satisfying and fiber-rich snack option.
Avocado toast counts. Love it.
The key really is to choose whole, minimally processed foods whenever possible for your snacks, just like with your meals. Keep it simple. Keep it real.
These are all such simple, accessible, and delicious ideas for keeping those gut-friendly habits going strong between meals. Fantastic. Finally, as we begin to sort of wrap up this incredibly informative deep dive,
Okay.
do you have any final key pieces of advice or maybe some words of encouragement for our listeners to help them make meal prepping a truly sustainable habit for a healthier gut in the long run?
Yes, definitely. I have a couple of important final thoughts. First, and this relates back to variety, embrace variety within the simplicity.
How do you mean?
While these 3 recipes are fantastic starting points, don't be afraid to slightly vary the spices, herbs, or even the vegetables you use within them from week to week. This keeps things interesting and prevents that dreaded food boredom that can derail any eating plan.
Good point. So mix it up a bit.
Exactly. Try different combinations of berries, or maybe some nuts in your overnight oats each week. Experiment with adding different types of beans, like black beans, or maybe some roasted sweet potato to your quinoa salads. Use different herbs in the lentil soup, maybe some smoked paprika or cumin. Small variations can make a big difference in both taste and, importantly, the diversity of nutrients and fibers you're feeding your gut.
Keep it fresh. Keep it interesting. I like that. What's your second final thought?
Second, and this is really, really crucial, pay attention to your body. Listen to its signals.
How so?
If you are significantly increasing your fiber intake, especially if you're going from that typical low-fiber diet to eating lots of oats, beans, and veggies, do it gradually.
Don't shock the system.
Exactly. Give your digestive system time to adjust. Too much fiber too quickly can sometimes cause temporary bloating or gas, so ease into it over a week or two. And always remember to drink plenty of water throughout the day.
Why is water so important with fiber?
Fiber, especially soluble fiber, absorbs water. It needs adequate hydration to do its job effectively, forming that gel, moving things along smoothly. Without enough water, high fiber intake can actually lead to constipation. So, drink up.
Increase fiber gradually. Drink lots of water. Key takeaways.
Absolutely. And one final point on listening to your body. If you experience any persistent digestive discomfort, ongoing bloating, pain, significant changes in bowel habits, or you notice any concerning changes in your gut health that don't resolve, please, it is always best to consult with your primary care physician or a registered dietitian.
Don't just ignore persistent problems.
Right. Get personalized advice and rule out any underlying medical conditions. Self-treating isn't always the best approach for ongoing issues.
Fantastic and very practical final advice. Start small, be consistent, listen to your body, stay hydrated, embrace a little variety, and seek help if needed. That sounds like a wonderful and sustainable approach.
I think it is. It's about progress, not perfection.
So just to quickly recap for everyone who's tuned into this deep dive, incorporating easy and delicious meal prep with recipes like the overnight oats, the rainbow quinoa salad jars, and the speedy lentil soup can be a real game changer for your gut health.
Absolutely.
These meals are not only simple to prepare using everyday U.S. ingredients, but they're also rich in that crucial fiber, packed with prebiotics to feed your good gut bugs, easily adaptable for various dietary needs like gluten-free or vegan. And we've learned some incredibly helpful practical tips on safe storage, especially freezing that soup, how to get started with prepping without feeling totally overwhelmed, and even some great snack ideas to keep your gut happy and thriving throughout the day.
That covers it nicely.
Yeah.
My final encouragement to everyone listening is this. Just pick one. Pick one of the recipes that resonated with you today. Maybe the one that sounded easiest or tastiest.
Just one to start.
Just one to start. And commit to trying to prep it sometime this week. See how it goes. And more importantly, notice how it makes you feel, not just physically, maybe less bloated or more energy, but also notice that sense of accomplishment, that feeling of taking proactive steps for your own health.
That's powerful too, the mental boost.
It really is. Remember, even small, consistent efforts can lead to significant and lasting improvements in your gut health and your overall well-being. It's a journey. And if you do have specific digestive concerns, or you're looking for a more personalized dietary plan tailored to your individual health needs or goals,
Seek expert help.
please don't hesitate to reach out to a registered dietitian in your area. We specialize in this. Many now offer convenient telehealth consultations, making it easier than ever to access the expert support and guidance you need right from your home.
That's such a valuable point about seeking personalized guidance when needed. And then for all our listeners who are keen to learn more and find reliable, evidence-based information on gut health and nutrition, because there's a lot of misinformation out there,
Oh, there is.
we highly recommend checking out these trusted U.S. resources. First, the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. Their website is eatright.org.
Excellent resource. Find RDs there too.
Also, the American Gastroenterological Association at gastro.org. They have great patient information.
Yes, very good for the medical side.
And finally, the National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive and Kidney Diseases, or NIDDK. Their site is niddk.nih.gov. Look for their patient resources.
NIDDK is fantastic for clear, science-backed info. These are all really great websites with a wealth of reliable, patient-friendly information, and they can also help you locate a qualified registered dietitian in your local area.
Perfect.
Absolutely. Knowledge is a powerful tool, isn't it? And these are excellent, trustworthy resources to continue your journey towards better gut health.
Couldn't agree more. And make sure you join us for our next deep dive, where we'll be delving into another absolutely fundamental aspect of gut health, one we touched on briefly today, hydration.
Crucial topic.
Our next session is titled Hydration in Gut Health. How much water should you really drink? We'll be uncovering just how critical proper hydration is for keeping your digestive system happy, running smoothly, and functioning at its very best.
You might be surprised by some of the details.
I thought so too. You definitely won't want to miss it. Dr. Anya Sharma, thank you so incredibly much for sharing your wonderful recipes, your practical tips, and just your invaluable expertise with us today. It's been a truly enlightening and, dare I say, delicious discussion.
It was my sincere pleasure. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for having me.
And to all of you tuning in, happy prepping, take good care of yourselves and your amazing guts, and we'll catch you next time for another insightful deep dive.